Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It's me again, May, and you're watching my channel, Maesomethingcreates. Today is the 5th of April, and yeah, we're still having this quarantine and some restrictions for online purchases. So as much as I would love to purchase anything or like some art materials, I can't because the shops are not operating as of the moment. So I thought, why don't I use the things that I have here? And one is this wood. This is actually a scrap wood from a previous canvas that I made. When I first saw the shape of this, as you can see, it's a lengthwise. I thought of the painting of Van Gogh, the one that was stolen. The title of that painting is the Parsonage Garden at Nuenen in spring 1884 by Vincent van Gogh. Yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong, if I pronounce it wrong. But yeah, that's the name of the painting that was recently stolen from the Dutch Museum. As far as I know, this is not the first time that Van Gogh's painting was stolen. So if you're curious about that, or if you haven't seen that painting yet, I'm gonna flash it on the screen. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is to paint this on my own version, and let's see how it goes. Let's go. For the materials, we'll be using this scrap wood. And since we're going to paint on the wood, we still need to sand this before applying any primer. So we will be using a sandpaper, a gesso paint. So if you don't have any gesso paint, acrylic white paint is okay. And we also need to have used cloth, set of paint, and a palette. Excuse my palette. Yeah, still need to clean this. So I'm going to sand this now. You don't actually need to have this sanded that much, just a bit. Don't force yourself in sanding this. You don't need much effort in sanding this. You just have to, remove the excess or the external surface. I don't know what you call it, but yeah. Because there might be some oils in this, some wax, or some dirt. So the main goal for this is for this wood to be rough. The gesso that I'll be using is from Kulay. If you have watched my previous video, I already have shown you some products from Kulay, and it's from the oil paint store. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, if you don't have any gesso paint, you can just use an acrylic paint. Well, actually, you can use any other colors because it's just like your base color or like your primer. So what is gesso? Gesso is a white paint mixture consisting of a binder mixed with chalk, gypsum, pigment, or any combination of this. It is used in artwork as a preparation for any number of substrates, as a base for paint and other materials that are applied over it. So of course we need to have a paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? What is my paintbrush? So we're using this flat brush, and of course since this is a new one, we'll be consuming this first, the one that is on the cap or the cover. And yep, we're done applying gesso for this wood, and I just put one coat of this. So while I'm still waiting for this to dry, I'll be cleaning this palette of mine. What I do is I use this paint scraper. This is actually what do you call this? It's an item used for construction. I just bought this at a hardware store. So here's what I do. I scrape them like this, so it's easier to peel off the paint. You can just peel it off like this. Then I actually do not throw this at all to preserve, I don't know if you call it preserve, or to keep this dried paints. Here's an example. This one. This is made of all scraped paints that I had from the previous year. It's actually a canvas, and I just put all the dried paints here. So in order for the scrape paints to stick in it, what I put is wet paint, and I just let it dry, and then boom, you have this. As you can see from this view, it's kind of textured. Here we go. And the other option is I'm putting them here on a clear bottle. So this one's already full, so I have to make another one. You can use any glass bottles that you have at home, or any unused mason jars. If you want to buy this at a hardware store, they call this sin seal. But if you want to buy this at an art store, on your local art store, you have to mention like a paint scraper. I prefer to buy at a hardware store because this is more affordable. This only costs 50 pesos, imagine that. We now have here our palette. It's not that totally clean, but we can now use this for painting. And for the scrape paints, you can actually use them as a display or a design on your wall, an accent on your wall. And from what I know, others also sell those kind of canvases with textured scrape paints. So yeah, you can also try that one. So as you have noticed, our lighting is a bit different because there's no more sunlight. So yeah, it's now evening and we're just using an artificial light. Without further ado, let's start with the background. For the background, I'll be using this green color. It's virgin green. We also have here cerulean blue and of course titanium white. From what I can see it here, the sky is actually not totally blue, but it's kind of teal. There are some shades of green, a little bit shades of light blue. So for paints like this, if they're not on a tube, I used a palette knife to scoop the paints just like this. And we'll be sectioning our canvas so we know where to put the sky and where to paint the actual ground. And then as you go along with the painting, you can just add more of the paints that you need, and you can also change the brush that you need for the painting. So we'll also be adding a little bit of raw sienna to give that old effect for the background. Then in the middle of your painting, if you feel like adding more colors to it, just feel free to add more. Hey guys, so yeah, here's the whip or the work in progress we have as of this moment. I think I'm almost done with the background. It's actually now 1:53 a.m. So of course I have to sleep because I still have work tomorrow. Let me just show you the palette I have. This are the paints that I have used for this painting. Here are the paints I've used. Here. And I have my pail of water here, which I believe is now super dirty. Okay. And to multitask, I am now rendering some of the files or some of the clips I've shoot for this vlog. So tomorrow I can just edit this once I'm done with the painting. And yep, here's the setup. I have a ring light. And here's the painting. We'll get back to this tomorrow afternoon after work. So yep.
The next day.
Hey guys, so it's now 4 o'clock p.m. As you can see, it's kind of dark as of this moment. It's kind of dull, but we'll add accents to it and some details. There you go. You can see the details of the ground, of the pathway. Then here the grass is just the grassland. Then this way up to the chapel. There's a chapel there actually. Hey guys, so here's the actual painting I made. It's just like a recreation or repainting Van Gogh's painting. And actually, I want to have this look like a vintage one. So what I'm going to do is to glaze it with brown tone or brown color. So let me show you how I will do it. I plan to use this colors, raw umber and this olive green. So I will just mix them, and also we need water for this because we only need a thin amount of this mixture. Let me put it here. And a little bit of olive green. And I'm gonna be using a flat brush for this, a larger size. And we'll just have to mix this. And we'll just get few amounts of water. So I'm putting water here. It needs to be thin, super thin, because we would just be glazing the painting on top of it. I guess this one is better. So as you can see, this is the pure mixture of the paints. Well, this one, it has water in it. So here's how it goes. We're just glazing on top of them, but you can still see what's underneath. So that's just what we're doing here. We would just like to create a vintage look for this. So if you want to work on this fast, you can actually use a larger brush. So let me use this. I hope you have learned something, most especially in how to create that glazing effect to have your paintings appear more vintage without applying any filters in it. And by the way, this video is a shout out to our Filipina subscriber who is currently in Japan right now. Her name is Ariane. And also shout out to your dog Rocky. I hope everyone will still be fine and safe. And I'm really hoping that this quarantine and pandemic will end soon. But to ease your boredom while you're in quarantine, check my channel and I'll be uploading videos every week. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's get connected to my social media accounts. They're all under May Something. That's all for today's video. May we all have a good day. Bye!